to staying consistent, making sure that every day I check in, continuing, adding the fun element to the fundamentals of money. So we're talking money, we're talking mindset, and we're talking about the message. How do we get to a place where we're able to do better things because we understand and learn the words for building the reality that we want to create? Because for those of you checking in for the first time, hey, let's see. Hey, Mildred, thank you for joining. Is my sound okay? I want to add some intensity and some fun to the challenge today as we go through these ABCs of money. What's my challenge? I was going to get on live every day for 26 days, regardless of how I feel, what was going on in the day, just to make sure that I share the information. Shaka Cox in the building. What's going on, bro? I know you can't stay on long because y'all got to be at the gym at like 4 or 5 in the morning, right? As we get started in this conversation, here's what I want you to know. I'm going to teach. I don't have anything to sell you, but I do have some concepts that I want to share in the context of cash flow and compensation so that we can start producing better results because we have better words. Our better words result in better thoughts, and those better thoughts result in better actions, and better actions always generate better results. So as you check into the challenge, know that my challenge for me is to go live every day for 26 days in a row. And the alphabet, the letter for the day that I'm on. So today is day 7. I'm on letter G. I have some concepts that I want to share in terms of their effect on money, but to up the ante, to get greater giving in this conversation. If you have anything to contribute in terms of words to add to the conversation, put them in the chat. I'm going to challenge myself to work them in and give great value. So today is letter G. And when it comes to the entire world of finance and money, and especially of wealth creation, the number one G word is gratitude. Gratitude. Gratitude is a life skill. And if you can get to the place where you get to be thankful for the things that brought you, the things that get you to where you go, everything in your life gets better. See, I believe that we have we have a heavenly Father. Now, you might not have the same belief system that I believe, but there's a universal mind, something greater than us in existence that behaves a lot like I do as a father. How many of you as a father can admit that you get more excited about giving more to your children when they're grateful for the things that they've been given? When they're good stewards of what's been inherited, it makes it easy to give more. So gratitude, just being thankful for what you have, opens the windows and doors of the universe to give more to you. Pressed down, mashed together, and flowing over. I won't be Southern today. Well, I'll be Southern today, but I'll try to keep from being a preacher today. But what I do understand is that gratitude gives that basis. Is when you're grateful for what you have, you get more. Whenever you lack that natural skill of gratitude, things just tend to slip away. It honors the law of recognition, meaning everything good in your life continues to remain as long as you recognize its value. But the moment that we get ungrateful, that we start to give excuses for going for more without giving thanks first for everything that we have, we start to build our building on sand. So gratitude is the first thought process that I want to make sure. Gratitude. So, and here's the thing, I'm grateful for everything that I have and everything that is coming. And that gratitude, that attitude that I have more than enough puts me in position to give. And that's our second mindset concept when it comes to money. Giving is how you make a living. They say in your life, what you keep, you lose, but what you give stays with you forever. And you got to understand the world of money, even though we don't understand all of the tax laws and business laws, the law of giving is a part of the overall law of compensation. And what that says is that whoever wants greatness, let him first give service, be of service, be of value to others. And the more people you serve, the greater your compensation. So if you want to generate more income, solve more problems for people, if you want to grow in stature, be in a position where you think about, what can I give? Based on, I mean, and I'm not always talking about giving money. I know there's a lot of people, any exit in Atlanta, there's an opportunity to give your money to someone that's asking for money. But what else can we give that gives greater value? Who can we teach? Who can we mentor? Who can we help grow through that process? And that takes us to the most important part of this whole message. If you didn't hear anything I said about gratitude or giving, understand that the growth mindset is the most important thing we need to cultivate in order for this financial education that we're talking about to take hold. Now, what do you mean growth mindset? Meaning there's really two in the planes of thought of mindset. And I do want you to take mindset as a verb, not just the noun that it is, where you set your mind on a course for growth. Now, there's two choices, two idioms of thought that have been prevalent in formal education. As the underlying principle, there was the fixed mindset that said a person had a certain level of talent, a certain level of giftedness for a specific thing, and it was fixed. You were as smart as you were going to be at some point based on testing and requirements. What reality has shown us is that people who accept the growth mindset, the idea that no matter how good or great I am, I can always get better. The growth mindset keeps us from being trapped in a paradigm of being dependent on what we've known our whole lives. Meaning, if you don't have in your mind the idea that you could be open to the possibility that maybe some of the things that you've been operating your life based on could be wrong. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying open to the possibility that you could grow. They say when you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you're rot. And it's like that for plants, but it's also like that for every organism and human beings, meaning while we're growing, while we're learning, while we're doing, while we're struggling, part of growing, but in point of fact, is failing. Say that adults actually learn faster from failure, not from our successes, but in that growth mindset, accept the reality that it's our job to grow, but there's no one in our generation responsible for growing us. It becomes our responsibility when we become grown-ups. I don't know if y'all remember wishing one day, I hope I want to be grown so I can do what I want to do, say what I want to say, and be where I want to be. And ever want to retreat to that child's place of, man, I don't want to be grown. I just want to go back to where someone else is responsible for paying the bills and making sure I eat. Yeah, that job is no longer available once you're grown. But here's what happens when you commit to growth for yourself as an individual. It expands your horizons about what's possible, but it also teaches you what to look for in growth in a business, in growth in your portfolio, meaning now that you look at things from a higher level, you can recognize that the most important part of financial success is teaching the finances to grow. Yeah, we got to grow money. See, here's the reality. Most of Americans were taught this simple philosophy: make more money, 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 make more money. Occasionally you'd have someone come in and say, you need to save money, you need to have a budget, you need to live below your means, you need to do all of these things, but very few people focus on the fact that from the point that you begin to generate income, that also begins with the G, from the point that you start to generate income, a portion of the income that you generate needs to go back to work generating more income for you. Listen, I am not one of those people that condemns people to have a job. If you have a job, just understand your job has to do two things. It has to pay for how you live now, and it has to pay for how you live when you stop working, but they're not responsible for that. You are. It's a part of the growth and maturity process, understanding that if you're a wage earner, at least 10% of the wages that you produce have to go back to work producing gains for the earner. Write that in your notes. It's that we have to get to the place where we grow our money. And the way that you grow money is through investing. Now, I'm going to talk about that in more detail knowing that our goals, that's another G word, our goals are to produce two things. We want to produce capital gains. Capital gains, write that in your notes. That's money making money. And as best possible to get and gather services that grow through producing cash flow. Capital gains and cash flow. It's the two returns that money making money produce. And we put ourselves in a place where we understand that all of the things that led to the Great Depressions and Great Recessions over time, in general, netted out to a gross misunderstanding and misrepresentation of what was being done with our money, counting on someone else to take care of things that were really our responsibility. So I'm going to sign off just giving you the overall day for day number. Oh my goodness, are we on day 7? We are a week into this thing. That's me keeping my commitment to being consistent in teaching every day. If you're part of this movement, if you're learning things and finding things of value, I urge you, don't just share my video. Tag somebody that this would be of value to as we build this vocabulary of financial success together, because if we speak differently, we'll think differently. If we think differently, we'll produce different results, and those different results grow over time. But just remember, for the letter G, start with the attitude of gratitude. Be thankful for the things that get you where you've gotten, but understand that what got you here won't get you there, that we have to embrace a growth mindset, that we've got to continue to grow our skills, understanding that when you're green, you grow, and when you're ripe, you're rot. But as we continue to get better at growing ourselves, that puts us in a position to give more. Don't be a go-getter, be a go-giver. Find a way to give back value in exchange for all of the great things that have been given to you. And you'll start to realize that as you grow, as you give, you'll be in a position to live from the growth of your investments, your capital gains, and your cash flow, as you start to understand that gross income, the money that we make as our earnings from our job, are under attack at all times. But it's our job to be the general or leading the attack and to go out and find places to make greater gains in other areas. I'm going to end my G series for here. This is the triple OG, Richard Hardon. I'm signing off for day 7. Check in tomorrow. Letter H. My name is in that. Got some pride on that.